And once again, the camera has decided to be silly. I had the camera dialed in earlier, but you know, it's not really a Troubadork show without some kind of weird problem here. Or being heckled by a cat. That also helps the gain. Gain went way down. Now it's back up. I don't understand. It's all right. I don't understand about a lot of things. But it is Monday. It is Monday, the 11th of January, 2021, in what is clearly a rapidly evolving situation. I'm Tobias the Adequate, once again, here to do a few goofy little songs. Hey, Bubba. Happy to have you on board, sir. And we will do some stuff. And we'll say some things. Now, I feel it's almost like required at this point for me to do one song, because no matter what else is going on in the world today, people are still erecting confusing aluminum or steel objects places, which is why we continue to be sponsored by Ray's House of Monoliths. Get yourself a monolith, put it out for everyone to see. Yeah, get yourself a monolith. The absurdity will set you free. It doesn't really matter whose party that you're with, so let's all make it weird. Get yourself a monolith. Ray's House of Monoliths, we deliver, just don't ask how. Anyway, you know, one day there will actually be a Ray's House of Monoliths, and they will owe me so much money. It is Monday after a complex and surprisingly consequences-filled weekend for some people. For those of us who are fans of Schadenfreude, we are all kind of sitting here like a bag of popcorn, just carry on. Has 3D now has virtual monoliths for sale. Excellent. I see a market. I really do. Which is why the first song I'm going to do today is actually one that I wrote a while ago. And I haven't done it very often. I think I initially wrote this bad boy probably a little under a year ago. This is one of the first ones I saw where it's like, I have clearly got a subject to write on. And that is, of course, this song. Because, well, sometimes you're not being deplatformed. Sometimes you're not being censored. Sometimes people are just saying, get out of my living room. You know? Somebody is wrong on the internet. Somebody is wrong on the internet. Well, I got to correct them. They didn't ask me, but I gotta tell them that they are wrong. Like Prince. Somebody is wrong. That's Hurts. On the internet. Somebody is wrong. On the internet. Well, I got to wear them down. They're avoiding me, but I'll wear them down. Fall around and prove that they are wrong. Somebody is wrong on the internet. Yep, somebody is wrong on the internet. Well, they think that they can ignore me. Well, they think that they can ignore me, but they are wrong. Somebody's still wrong on the internet. Yep, they are still wrong on the internet. I guess I got to bombard them. Post more comments, yeah, then I can bombard them. 'Cause they are wrong. You ever seen that? Someone's like, you don't really need me here for this argument, do you? But now I've been blocked on the internet. This guy has got me blocked, and Amazon dropped me from the internet. I guess that means that I have won. Yeah, it certainly means I definitely won. 'Cause they are wrong. Not to get too much into current events, but yeah, I've always seen all these things as kind of like everybody's a little personal living room. You know, their little place where they set up, they come in, they move in their stuff, bring in a little chair, table, place to put their beverage, maybe a couple of posters on the walls, maybe a TV where they can watch current events unfold. And if someone comes into that space and repeatedly tries to trash it, you're well within your rights to say, get out. Also, the folks that think that Twitter is a constitutional right, but healthcare isn't. Just gonna say that right there. Anyway, let us move now outside of the political portion of our program and into the totally goofy side, as I want to do a song now that is just cathartic and fun, and I think you'll enjoy it too, because if you have not heard this song, and if you have been here for any length of time, you have probably heard this song. And if you're Lucky, you're responsible for this song. Hi, Lucky, you are responsible for this song. Lucky told me one time that, now Lucky, by the way, is a marvelous person, one of my favorite cryptids. I now know 6 or 7 of them, which is, I think, kind of cool. But they are someone who has been the captain of the kitchens for Sherwood and a number of other events. And they have told me that in their days and in their travels, anytime they encounter a jumping spider, they always name that jumping spider Fernando. And I had just recently, like a week before this conversation, found this chord. It's like Fernando. And suddenly I knew I had to write a flamenco song about Fernando the jumping spider. And then I had to learn flamenco chords. Actually, I had to look up flamenco chords on Google and then learn them. It's a very simple song. A song about honor, about courage, about not screaming like a 3-year-old when all this little arachnid wants to do is make a friend. There we go, there is the introduction. A song of such significance it causes me to adopt this completely unjustifiable accent. 8 little eyes and 8 little legs and 1 heart big as a tree. This tiny valiant jumping spider is a boon companion to me. Fernando, Fernando, the jumping spider. He's friendly. Want to make you cry, to scream, shout, or to bellow. When he hops up to land on your shirt, he just wants to say hello. Fernando, Fernando, He is just looking for an amigo. He don't want to make you cry, but when he hops up to say hola, you might just scream really high. Fernando, Fernando, the jumping spider. Hey, friendly! Fernando. Ole. Old. Maybe Ole. I don't know. I feel better. I hope you do too. I hope some of you may have joined me in screaming, it's finally at the top of your lungs, because if I ever am able to perform this in front of other live human beings, that will become a participatory portion of our program. I mean, by the time we're actually allowed to all gather again in groups like this, some of y'all will know some of these songs by heart. I hope to as well, because I am old and have suffered a number of blows to the head in my life. So I'm just kind of lucky to be pretty sure that I'm speaking English right now. Oh my gosh. So, for those of you who missed it, not the top of my lungs may have neighbors, but yeah, well, you know, you just, you know, at an appropriate level. This is now Thursday, Friday, Monday. This is now day 5 of me and Amy being confined to quarters, because when I was going into the office last week, and I had to go into the office on Monday and Tuesday to get things set up for the interns that were coming into the day job, apparently I received what is known as a secondary exposure. That is to say that I was exposed to someone who was exposed to COVID-19. And so I am self-quarantined. Okay, see. I am self-quarantined for 2 weeks. That's 2 calendar weeks. And then and this happened, by the way, I saw that email Wednesday night, Thursday morning at approximately 1 a.m. because, well, everything else that had happened on Wednesday, and if you don't know what had happened on Wednesday, just check any news source. It's fairly detailed. But I couldn't really sleep, and I wanted to make sure the Electoral College thing had actually happened. And then I saw the email, which had been sent at 5:45 on Wednesday afternoon when we were all a little distracted. So, I'd actually taken Wednesday off. So we are confined to quarters. We are doing the home shopping thing and the other shopping things and all of that business. Yay, Bubba. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Bubba, you've come. Bubba here was actually out sailing the 7 seas, or at least one of the 7 seas, or at least a gulf or a bay, depending on how you look at it, and whether or not the statute of limitations has lifted or not, and that's entirely up to Bubba. So we are continue to be confined to quarters until Wednesday of next week. But the person who I was exposed to, the big gulf, yes, the person I was exposed to tested positive for COVID-19. So they shut down the office entirely, so everyone now who works at the office where I work in my day job is now working remotely as well. I will not say this is the new normal, because there is absolutely nothing normal about this. Be careful out there. Be as careful as you can possibly be. There are all kinds of things I could say, but none of them are really productive, and you guys don't want to see me sit here and curse fluently for 30 minutes. So I want to do some other things. I want to channel this. Yes, I do. I want to channel this to something productive. And I know exactly what I shall do to channel this particular ball of frustration and rage that does not involve marching upon a Capitol building at all. Yeah, we will put on the big fluffy hat, and we shall sing a song. A happy little song. Microphone down, because I'm going to be softer about this. A happy little song. a song about drunkenness, gambling, und defenestration, ja. Dedicated to the German Master of Defense, Oscar Hasselhoff. I was gambling in Helsinki, down upon mein luck, owed a lot to these big Flemish guys. I felt that I was stuck. I thought I'd be a goner, sure surrounded by mine foes. Then I remembered Hasselhoff, and he solved all mine foes. For he invented something known as the Hasselhoff maneuver, which goes like this. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blow. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. I already feel better. Well, I made my way out of there, and I fled down to the bar. I happily sipped lager, maybe 2 or 15 jars. Some massive Swedish mercenary spoke ill of my ma. I did not think I could escape this peril quite unscarred. And then I remembered that I had in my pocket this very booklet right here, this handy pamphlet known as the Hasselhoff Maneuver from the German Master of Defense. I asked for a moment to read it to ensure that I remembered the maneuver, and then I grabbed him by the crotch and threw him out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blow. Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. I had gathered quite a crowd by the great feat I did perform. I ordered me another round, for I had grown quite warm. When time to pay the bill came, pleas for credit were all scorned. And so I tried to stand mein ground, mein fate was quite forewarned. For I discovered that this very tavern in Helsinki had hired a temporarily unemployed Oscar Hasselhoff to be the bouncer. I was thrilled. I said, "Oh, guten Abend, Herr Hasselhoff, Sie geht's. Would you sign my pamphlet?" And he did. Then he grabbed me by the crotch and he threw me out the window. Well, that was darned effective, I thought, as I was passing through. He grabbed me by the crotch and he threw me out the window. Yes, it seems defenestration works on me as well as you. Everyone, a happy song together. Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Grab them by the crotch and throw them out the window. Available wherever violent books are sold. I'm always curious and slightly bewildered when I see the count leap suddenly. Either this means there's a bunch of people about 15 minutes into my show that suddenly remember that I'm on, or y'all have had me in the background and then suddenly all bring me to the foreground, because the number goes up and down, back and forth. It's very odd. From what I understand, if the window that I'm performing in is not in the front, it doesn't show up on the count. I don't know. I really can't tell. But that's okay, because we have come to a moment many of you have been waiting for. The last song in the set. Just dropped my hat on the floor. That's okay. It landed butter side up, so to speak. You know, there's the side with all the feathers, and then there's the side that goes on my head. And as long as it hits the floor with the side that goes on my head, the feathers are okay, and I'm fine with that. This last song is one that I wrote after I reminded myself just how much I like the E7 chord. And then I realized that I needed to write another song because I had just come off of doing the Texas Furry Fiesta, which is not happening this year in physicality. It is happening virtually. And more will be said of this at various points, assuming that I actually get a spot in their performances. I'm hoping to. I'm not costing them a damn thing, so I hope that they'll appreciate that. I don't even have to... I'm not even out a hotel room for them at this point. I just sit right here and do this darn thing. But I decided I need to write a song that would work with fans of anthropomorphics, and then I realized that this song was heading in a direction where I could do it at all kinds of fandoms. And then I wrote this. Getting a pick. It finally happened. Whoa, it's A. It finally happened to me. I found someone. I didn't think it could come true, but I found me a life companion. The same thing could happen to you. I mean, our life together is wonderful. Think we're gonna get serious soon. We really got a good thing going, but it gets real freaky when we hit a full moon. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. I always want to do that backwards. E7 and then A. That's not the way it goes. It's like I'm awake in a beautiful day again. But really having truth my days. I'm still really startled they found me here. Well, it's death to see how all this plays. They do all kind of cute things that I adore. This relationship is gonna go far. I mean, I get all squishy when they stick their head out of the window when we're driving my car. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh, yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. Now, I ain't saying that things are perfect yet. No, the challenges will always be there. But we work our way through our problems now, and it usually kind of alters out fair. I don't like fighting my partner now. Well, I learned me this one little trick. If things get angry and we get into a fight, all I gotta do when is throw a stick. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh, yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. How with me? So now you know the whole darn crazy story. How my life has just turned right upside down. And while I might not sound like my mind's too clear, gotta know that I ain't wearing a frown. I mean, I know that I hit me the jackpot, y'all. That's the reason why I'm singing this song. And although we know it could take a lot of work, then a single little thing is gone rock. Oh. Hairball. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh, yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. And so we come staggering in sideways with sticks in our hair, leaves in our pants, an unidentifiable bruise, and an unattributable road cone to yet another conclusion of the Tobias the Adequate Troubadork show. Formerly the non-commute show, but I'm not doing a lot of commuting right now, so I'm just calling it a show. It's a show. Welcome to the show. You're at the end of the show. Don't panic, though. If you came in late, you will be able to come back and play this in reruns, because I'm very big in syndication, because not a lot of human beings can actually get to my show at 4:30 Central. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, all of y'all. I've seen the folks who have actually spoken up, Joseph and Bubba and Ashley, and I know that Tom is probably out there somewhere. I want to thank the folks that come wandering in from Twitch. Look at it. tilt their head a little bit and either run away screaming or, add me to their watch list. Eventually, if I get 50 people following me on Twitch and an average of 3 people watching per show, and right now I'm still in like the minuscule percentile of 1 person on Twitch regularly, apparently I get a pony or something, or maybe ad views. I really have no idea. We do live in a capitalistic society, so I just want to real quick throw a couple of things out here. We got tip jars up here, paypal.com/theadequate, and Venmo @theadequate. Eric, Robert, Rick, Emily, and Miranda have all tossed some bucks in the bucket, and I am gratefully appreciative of that. Eric is in fact responsible for me writing the song Socially Emotionally Distant, which helped pay for the new baritone ukulele that I currently play. I also have this small, mighty, and confusing group of people at my Patreon, which is patreon.com/theadequate. That's Christina and Austin and Chris and Teppo and Shane, Lyndon, Ann and Stephen and Robin, Alicia and Riley and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John, Brian and Lorraine. My Party On, Party Down Patreon patron peeps. You get previews of things. You get stuff that it just kind of occurs to me to do. You get some buttons and ebooks and physical books and stuff like that. At the $2 a month level, you get the world's cheapest ad budget, which the folks at Paper Angel Press, that's part of one of the companies Lorraine edits for, have, and they get this promo streaming along at the bottom of the screen. If you are giving me more than $2 or more from Patreon, I'll advertise anything you dang well want to. I am not proud nor tired. The $10 a month level is the You're So Darn Smart, You Write Something, where you tell me to write a song about a thing that you specify, and then I do it. And there's some people out there that owe me those. You know who you are. Seriously, I'm going to give value for what's coming in. Also, Christina and Austin, I believe that I will be able to get things out to you this week. I tend to wait until Patreon rolls over, and that's usually about the 5th. And we do that stuff then. I want to talk about the archives real quick. The archives live over at facebook.com and twitch.tv/TobiasTheAdequate. Twitch keeps 2 weeks worth of shows. Facebook is the Tobias the Adequate fan page, so it keeps all that stuff, but it also keeps all the other things that I do, including random songs that I've written recently, like Security Duck and Corgi Giraffe and just random things of that nature. You can also find those over at youtube.com/MPLEGARE. I'm also The Adequate on Twitter. I'm The Adequate on Instagram. I'm Tobias The Adequate on TikTok. I now have a TikTok account. I don't know why either, but everybody does it, so all the cool kids, I guess I might as well do it. SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre has all the studio stuff I've recorded. I've been doing podcast stuff off and on. Did a 13-episode run of Ask Philo about Philo T. Hedbecker Kneecap, Rednecromancer from Northern Southeast Texas. That wrapped up just before Christmas. You can find those over here at anchor.fm/theadequate or wherever The Adequate Podcast is served, and that includes Spotify. I am part of a thing called THUD Bukiit, which is a comedy-based death metal band group project thing. That's right, death metal you can laugh at. You can find us on YouTube at THUD Bukiit. Facebook, look up THUD Bukiit. We are now actually on everywhere. The album, WTAF, has been released out into the wild. You can get that anywhere that you can stream or download music, including Spotify. We just let go the second video from that album, Plague Rats, which features Ron doing most of the heavy lifting and me, having written the words, doing some things. That's all I'm going to say about it. You just go look it up. It's fun. We also have masks. And t-shirts. The t-shirt is the logo. The masks are, in fact, color variations of what I'm wearing right there on on that logo over there. That's the album cover. I actually do have that mask and a clown nose. WTAF was not actually printed on that mask. That was put up thanks to the miracle of GIMP Image Editor. So there you know that. And that's all of that. Monday. We will get through this. There are various deadlines that people are watching very carefully and with some caution. Be careful out there. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. Don't keep an open mind so open that your brains fall out. Don't march on the Capitol, any Capitol, right now. If people with Nazi flags are in the group that you're in, you're probably in the wrong group. Just going to say that right there. That's everything. That's everything I got right now. Once again, thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate the fact that y'all make comments over here because that tells me I'm not operating entirely in a vacuum. I'm not sure I could, to be honest, because if I'm not an extrovert, I am an introvert who needs an amazing amount of validation. Y'all have been wonderful. I have been Tobias the Adequate, and I thank you once again for encouraging my behavior, and I will see you next time. You can find the masks and the stuff on T-Fury, I believe.